Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, and welcome everybody to Zelda Link to the Past Randomized. Today it is with a, well, slightly different settings than the previous seeds I'm gonna highlight and put on YouTube. This one is basically the tournament open settings, if you will, or tournament_hard as the Sahasrara bot calls it. So basically, the short version is, there's 48 heart pieces, 4 heart containers and 1 sanctuary heart for a maximum of 20 hearts, so you can actually get all 20 in this one. However, while all 4 bottles are placed, you only get 1 at maximum. There's no heart magic, no armor, which is kind of the big deal here. You get a maximum of a fighter shield, all 4 swords are placed, but you only get maximum of temper sword, so that is mostly the same, as well as bow and silver arrows are separate compared to the previous seeds as well. And then green and blue rupees are removed from the item pool to make space for more heart pieces. So basically, compared to... Also, we do not start with pseudo boots, unlike the ladder invitational seed, so to speak. So it's just kind of a regular old open mode, if you will. Now, the biggest difference here really is the armor and the boots. Those are kind of... Well, I prefer the ladder open mode, to be completely honest, but I think this is gonna be quite interesting regardless. So, because this is not directly a race, let's just start, shall we? So, yeah, we don't have boots. Just double checking. There's a heart. There's 4 full heart containers and 1 sanctuary heart, so this could have been either one of those. And well, we're just walking this time around. And because we're walking, I'm not gonna go uncle first because it's kinda slow. Plus, I have more time to just knock out some of the enemies along the way because I'm not dashing everywhere. Also, let's check the map real quick. Alright, all of them are... There we go. Forgot to highlight the thing. It's nice of you, thank you for the little bit of magic. They also drop magic by default. First tree pull is just single rupees, so we don't need that. So we want to kill 4 enemies and get hit. That is number 2 right there, to see what the other tree pull is, because we are looking for bombs initially. Because bombs are... Oh, there's a shovel there, which means me checking this, I don't know anything more than I knew before. Because shovel is basically just leading to one other item, and I have no concept or clue what it will be. Either way, we want bombs because those are our only guaranteed method of defeating enemies. I do want to get hit here actually, this is intentional. Only once though. There's a cape, we definitely pick that one up because it can unlock some more items as well as Aghanim's tower. And it can be a nice bit of safety, oops. So yeah, we basically are... Nice, we actually do get some bombs right here, so I did not necessarily have to do all the preparation with the tree pull, but this way I also get information as to what the most common tree pull is, just in case it's relevant. It is hearts, so it's unlikely to be irrelevant, but it's nice to have, I guess. And hey Valakar, welcome, I hope you're doing well. So, what I haven't defeated yet is a guard. And every enemy basically has a 50-50 chance to drop you an item, and you can mostly tell what the item pool is they drop from when you defeat one enemy so far. And the guards have all the heart item pool, which means they eventually give a fairy and then just back to hearts. Or was it rupees? Also, I do not want to accidentally misplace that bomb, because I have very limited bombs right now. Piece of heart. Another piece of heart. Number 2. Worst case scenario, we'll have to farm a bit of rupees here. Hey, there's boots. That's interesting. Those are actual boots. Now we can dash. I want to see again, but, well, couldn't dash until now, realistically. Alrighty, this means the bonk rocks near Sanctuary are available. more heart pieces. I would like to get more rupees along the way. Alright, there's a full heart. Definitely a lot more generous than the other open world, if you will. So we could buy items from the other dude. Oh, should I buy the bottle vent right now? I think I should. We're right here. 20 rupees, that's actually fine. We only need 20 more rupees to buy bombs, so we should be able to procure those somehow. This is my last bomb that I need in Kakariko because we have proper boots. If there is actually something on the racing game, we will be able to bonk open the wall via the boots instead of having to use a bomb. So that's, I suppose, quite fine. Next up, we just check the back of the tavern. Always one item, always accessible. And it's an ice rod! Hooray! I love an early ice rod. Basically my favorite item. Now we have actually some means of combat. It's not the greatest means, it costs quite a bit of magic. And I suppose we did have King of Burna as well. Oh, there's a lamp here, I kind of want to pick that one up. Lamp is basically in the second sphere now after boots. And it is both a fire source, which means we can light lanterns and lamps with it. And more importantly, I guess, well, sometimes anyways, it gives us just a piece of that. It gives us also a light cone in the dark, so that actually does unlock a fair few more items compared to what it would before. Now, we have a boomerang. That's interesting. I'm actually gonna go north here into Harrow Castle. The reason why the boomerang is interesting is because you always get an item from stunning an enemy and then defeating it. Which item is randomized in the randomizer? In the vanilla game it would be a green rupee, not all that useful. But here, well, it could be a lot of things. Let's see what we get. Piece of heart. Knock you out. There's a moon pearl, alright, we definitely need that one. Let's see what the stun drop is. Oh, it is just a green rupee. Alright. We did get a moon pearl, so that's kind of nice. And I'm actually going to go inside here, because we have 4 ice rod shots. And one of the curious things about ice rod is, it does in fact kill the blue guards. So in fact, we have more trouble killing the green guards compared to the blue guards. Because the green guards get frozen from the ice rod, but the blue guards, for some reason, they just straight up die to it. Okay, there is the small keys. We actually do want a death warp after this. I don't have any bombs to death warp manually, so I need to make sure I keep the green guard at the bottom alive. And in order to defeat this green guard over here coming up, I kind of have to use King of Burna. Hopefully leaving me enough magic to defeat this guy too. Alright, just barely. There's also the map. This is a practice match. This is a practice match, yes. I forgot to remove the thing in the bottom right. Thank you for the reminder. I'll find it anyways. Found it. Give me a second. Oh, I did not want to pick that up. Intentionally walk into this guy to take some more damage. You also automatically throw the pot when you walk into them. 10 arrows, we do not need those, but we definitely can go to the basement. Oh, now that I think about it, I actually don't have a way to defeat the rats. Uh-oh. So I need to have something to defeat one rat to get a key. So I'm actually... this is a bit awkward. I'm gonna go over here real quick to grab some more magic. Alright, where is the thing? There we go. Oh, wait, I just remembered there's also magic in the sewers. Ah. Well, it's kind of nice to get into unique situations, so... Well, I remember all these things eventually, while it's not too important to worry about it. Or more specifically, it's not a race yet. It is technically a race, it's an asynchronous race. Some people create it, and, well, we'll see where we land at the end. I do not know the results of these people's races yet, but there's magic right here. There was actually another magic pot just a bit further to the left, if I'm not mistaken. And there's another magic pot coming up in another section up here. Come on. There's a bow. That's very nice, because now we can go and clear Eastern Palace in its full capacity. Which we don't need any bombs for, but we kind of would like to have some bombs to get us. Actually, no, we have boots, so it's fine. In that room just below was another... Oh wait, we also now have arrows, so I didn't... Well, I didn't know I would get a bow, so... I was about to say, so I did not need to worry about... having no way to kill the rat, but yeah, there was no way to know. A hook shot, alright. So we just need a sword to make Aghanim more tangible, if you will. Probable? Possible? By the way, no bombs right now. This is fine because we have proper boots, so we can bonk the wall open as well as. Right, hookshot allows us to do hookshot speed. And we get the items from this dungeon here. Well, I say dungeon. This place. More bombs. There's our one bottle that we get this seed. Rest will be turned into rupees, I think. Actually, I'm not entirely sure what they will be turned into. Alright. By the way, these little projectiles of Octoroks actually count as enemies, and if they get destroyed, it counts as you having killed an enemy. So if you actually go over to Eastern Palace, I'm just gonna mark all as cleared up because I'm gonna get everything. If you basically watch an Octorok shoot some projectiles, and then you go pull on a tree, you actually get results in terms of how many, well, rocks have been destroyed. For the purposes of how many enemies you have killed, for what you get from a tree pull. It's kind of interesting, to say the least. Also need to remember to go ahead and grab the 90 rupees from this dungeon here. Also, I forgot to adjust my tracker. I wanted to adjust my tracker. That's the first item right here. Basically what I wanted to adjust on my track here is right now it shows me that I cannot get the flipper or the Zora ledge item, which is not accurate. I in fact can get the Zora ledge item right now via fake flipper, and then it's still a sequence break, so it shouldn't be green or anything, but I can get it. Right, we go around, grab the item. You need a sword to open the curtains, right? Yes. We can actually enter Agatha's tower right now, but we literally couldn't open the path to the final room of Aghanim's tower because you need to open these curtains somehow, and the only way to do that is by a sword. So we actually don't need the sword for anything. If we had a bagnet, for example, we could even bonk back the balls if the curtain was already open. That's also kind of how swordless mode works, where the randomizer just opens all these curtains and divines in Skullboats for you. Yeah, Sora Ledge should be purple, and it should actually also purple in Spike Cave, because it's always possible that I get enough hearts that I could just do Spike Cave. Even without an invulnerability item. Should make some adjustments to the tracker. What? Oh. And I've somehow messed it up. Okay, these wiggly bags drop bombs. I forget in which anime pool they are in. I do have a screen picture for that though. But during the animation of this, I can actually look it up. I think they are in the same pool as Octoroks. Okay, there's gloves. Picture. I need this one. Price pack reference, there we go. Alright, these wiggly bags are... no. I can't find the wiggle bags. I don't know where the wiggle bags are. I think they're called portals, actually. And Thalphon, thank you! Thank you very much for 40 months of support. Welcome back, and I'm glad you enjoy your stay. I hope you're doing well. I forgot to get the 90 rupees. Good job, Rain. So little money. And yeah, skip the rupee room. Like, whoops. At least I have an easy way to just do Houlihan if desirable. But, well, technically Zora is in logic, I can't really do it right now without the money. Unless there's like 2 times 300 in here, which is unlikely. Okay, it's the same as the mini Molten price pack, apparently. Those wiggly bags, maybe that's easier to find on the chart. Oops. Those crabs always deal 2 hearts of damage, and I have exactly 2 hearts remaining. Well, I say always, but not entirely accurate. They deal 2 hearts of damage to green mail. I need to be very careful. That did not open, unfortunately. Oh, there it is, in the second row. The price pack of the price pack reference. Alrighty, so since I have actually proper boots, I can do a technique called water walk, where I am dashing out of the ice rod cave, just alongside the edge of the pit, or whatever you want to call it. And for some reason, outside now, if I jump southwards into the water, I can run on the water. I don't know why that works, but that is how it works. If I get hit or bonk, the magic of the thing will wear off, so to speak, so I hope that we don't do that. We get a bee from the fairy. Unfortunately, we cannot go to Zora. Let's check. That's a regular bee. Do I need a regular bee? I never remember, so let me just read it. Okay, nothing over there. So we go up that mountain. And don't forget the bonk rocks along the way. On the bright side, even the 90 rupees and Houlihan would not have given me enough rupees to get everything from Zora, so if somebody went to Zora later, they might have all the rupees, but well, I'm not gonna lose much time towards them if they got it early. If there is an item there of relevance. Alrighty, we go up Death Mountain. For Death Mountain, in this case it's accessible thanks to having a glove to lift up the rock and a lamp to go through this dark room here. This dark room here is actually one of the easier ones. Once you have it memorized, it's pretty straightforward to navigate. So that's convenient. 20 rupees. It feels like there's way less 20 rupees in the thing too, but I think it's just the 5 rupees and 1 rupees that have been taken out. Pick up a bomb while spin speed, and I don't know where that bomb went. Sometimes it just disappeared and I have no idea why. I did throw it, so there's that, but I don't know where it goes. I expect to get hit every time, but I don't. And Amari, thank you. Thank you so much for a crazy long time of 61 months of support. Welcome back, and I'm glad you enjoy your stay. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a nice day. Why did I dash into that? Oh well. There's an ocarina, which I don't think actually opens up anything. It's nice to have. More bombs. More bombs. Quick medallion and a book. Okay. Very interesting. So, in order to do this bomb jump, you just tap left right here. And you're usually in the correct position. Like, I did not tap to the right, away from the pit. You literally just tap left into the corner. It just always pushes you back onto land without falling for some reason. Unless you're way too low. That's the one time it doesn't do that, but you have actually a lot of wiggle room right there. There's a bug net. I would like to have that, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it. I also did get a book, so I should mark that on my tracker. Because we are going to activate the flute next, check sick hit, and then go into Desert Palace probably. So we save and quit from here, unless we get Titansmiths. The one time we stay. Or even Hammer. We would also stay here with Hammer and go and visit Tower of Hera. I always like to try and think ahead as to which item would make me not save and quit, and also try to think ahead as to what my next move is. So instead of opening the chest and walking like 3 steps before saving and quitting, I just save and quit immediately after opening up the chest. And if it's specifically one of the items that I have in mind, I don't save and quit. Basically, I like to think that these are kind of the micro-optimizations that end up helping me stay competitive, even with the, well, the ones I like to belovingly call monsters. I mainly refer to them as monsters in terms of because how good their execution is. It's more of an admiration than anything, just in case you're wondering. So, yeah. Alrighty, we go and visit desert now. Do we always clear desert? Not necessarily. Excuse me. Because we will get Titansmiths at some point. There's a hammer. Oh my goodness. Alright, all that time for macro optimization was just lost because I need to clear my throat. Oh well, that's okay. Suppose I would have just straight up lost time though. There's the big key right here. We could go and clear. So we do have an ice rod, so that makes clearing the dungeon pretty quick. There is a small key. Chances are pretty high there is an item on the right side of this dungeon. We don't have to pick the hammer yet. Do we get an item here? We do, so we go boss first. Micro optimization into mucus optimization. Indeed. Alrighty, we're gonna get a hammer here. After the book, basically. I'm always fascinated how close you can get to enemies without actually touching them. So we got one item out of desert. And the reason why I was saying earlier that I might not finish desert, it is a crystal. I will eventually finish it. I have to in order to enter Ken's tower. But the reason why I just mentioned that is quite simply because later on I might have had a more efficient route to go towards in order to defeat the boss by having Titansmiths as well as a mirror to get to the boss more efficiently, rather than having to go walk all the way inside. And the only time I would not immediately clear the dungeon is if it didn't have an item, or I didn't have to go to the desert ledge to begin with everything already necessary to clear the dungeon. So in this case, we already have everything, well, required to clear the dungeon. Well, we're just gonna go desert. So Ice Rod is the same damage as Fire Rod, 2 hits, and these guys are down. It's a bit more tricky to hit because the projectile travels slower. And we got a decent backup, I guess. And there's actually even the second item right here. We don't even have to go back into desert anymore. We have everything required to go into the Dark World, and well, we are right next to Agina. This is literally the most efficient time ever to check out Agina. It doesn't get actually more optimal than this. I think it's quite interesting. And because I want to start at Link's house after this, or I would flew to Link's house after this, I'm actually gonna save and quit out of here, which is also once again slightly more efficient than running back outside and fluting. The only time I wouldn't want to do this if I want to preserve my health, because saving and quitting basically starts you with less than maximum health. The Ice Rod projectile moves weirdly. It actually moves in a straight line. It might not necessarily look like it, but it is a straight line. It's just a bit slower than the Fire Rod projectile. There's actually an advantage of the Ice Rod over the Fire Rod, is that you can spam it more quickly. Because the Fire Rod's, like lingering projectiles, just stay around, they linger. Let's see. Alright, so we got an early Ice Rod, but we did not necessarily need it. Actually, one thing I didn't consider about Desert Palace until just now, so good thing I did clear it. I might not get a mirror, because mirror is not required in this seed to clear it necessarily, because Swamp Palace is not a required dungeon. So in fact, the only two things we need at this point to be in go mode, well, aside from swords, is Fire Rod and Titansmiths. And as usual, we need swords. Of course, it's always possible that we will also need the other items as well. Like, for example, there are 5 chests inaccessible in Agina's tower without a key of Samaria. But at that point, you just kind of take the risk and go in there without it anyways. Yeah. Right, I mean from the outset right now, we do not require any of these other items. Like by logic, the flippers are required to get into Ice Palace, but it's easy enough to just fake flipper into it. So I'm not gonna worry about it. So, if I have a bow and a hammer, and Palace of Darkness is a 5-6 crystal, and just a crystal in general, not just 5-6, I like to just immediately clear it as soon as I can. It's one of these dungeons where you need to find the big key anyways, and frequently enough, it's so far into the dungeon that you're not gonna get a much better time anyways if you just well need to find it first. In this case, the big key is right here, so I'm not gonna get any time unless there is in fact something required in this dungeon, which is kind of another type of philosophy that I like to pursue in Randomizer. If I need to clear a dungeon, I might as well do it as soon as possible, because we could just find the remaining required items along the way. And that would be, of course, very convenient. A little bit awkward without having a sword, because you can't do the usual dashes. But it works for the most part, I guess. Small key. Another small key? Probably. It doesn't have to be. There's gonna be 2 items that are not small keys here in the front. I don't have a mirror, so I don't have an easy way to get back out. We're gonna here go a slightly awkward route. There's another small key. I could skip the chest on the left there, because chances are it is another small key for a small key. But, well, you know what? We have a big key. I should have gone directly to the boss, now that I think about it. Well, maybe not directly to the boss. Hang on, I need to think about this. Alright, there is another item right here. Or the first item, in fact. You know, this is a small key right here. Because there has to be 4 out of the 6 chests are small keys. Sometimes 5, maybe even 6 out of 6 chests are small keys. There's a grand total of 6 chests to be, 6 small keys to be distributed, but only a maximum of 2 can be in the back room. And they are actually never in the top left dark maze room, curiously enough. Alrighty. Been a while since I did this. But this should be fine. One more pixel, there we go. So the reason why I like to bomb jump here is because I don't have a mirror, so I would have to walk all the way back out of the maze or take a death warp. And I'm not really well set up for death warps right now, with having so much health, so I'm just taking more or less the efficient route outside, so to speak. So, we either get 1 or 2 small keys in the next 3 chests here. One of these chests here, there's an item right there. And now, monies. So this is kind of a room that we are required to pass by in order to get to a chest. And I do want to actually collect as many rupees as possible. It was 2 small keys, which means the chest south of the total room I pointed out does in fact have a not key in it. In this case it is irrelevant, because I would go through here anyways in order to get back to the boss area. But knowing whether this can or cannot be a small key right here, or has to be a small key even, is quite useful. Because sometimes you just never have to visit that room because of it. Oh, they dropped arrows. Alrighty. We don't really have a good way to deal with the boss. I think the boss actually has map or compass. Didn't exactly keep track, but it doesn't matter. I have to defeat the boss anyways with what we have right now. Gonna be slightly awkward to clear this room here, because, well, we have to just do it all with the hammer. I'm still going to hold out the inexistent sword, because this actually extends my hammer reach hitbox. And actually managed to hit all the turtles before they could turn back around. That is actually kind of tricky to do. Not the most precise thing in the game, but kind of tricky. Alrighty, so what I want to do here is actually, I want to do a hookshot dash and then switch to the hammer. As you can see, if I try to swing the sword, I think the input display should see it at the bottom. It doesn't swing the sword, which is what I'm in a hook dash state, or spin speed state, whatever you want to call it, and this actually extends my reach with the hammer. And what you want to do is you want to hit diagonal just before using the hammer in order to extend your reach a little bit further, and actually allows you to more easily hit the jewel on this guy's head. Otherwise, hitting the jewel with the hammer is really difficult. Right. We got all the items out of here? No. We're gonna save and quit. And probably just roll up the Dark World from the north. We have a flute, so we want to flute immediately. So one thing that is worth noting, if I had all the swords and everything except, let's say, Titan's mitts, I would be a lot more aggressive in terms of the things I would check in order to get through the game slightly more efficiently. If I'm here with the book, I like to just usually check it. These thieves are the strongest enemies in the game, by the way. You literally cannot hurt them even with a gold sword. Outside of Randomizer, that is. I like to check whether the pedestal is something relevant or not, because if you're hunting just one more item down, it's nice to know whether you want to invest like half a minute to go and defeat the boss, or whether you should just skip out of the dungeon. And this cost me less than half a minute, if that situation were to come up. We don't have a fire rod, so it's easy to say that I should probably just go south here and clear Thieves' Town first, because Thieves' Town is a crystal dungeon that I can clear. But to me, the Skullwoods checks with its 2 potential items is basically an overworld check, so I just kind of take it, well, with me along the way. That's the short version right there. Can you quick slash powder the thieves? I don't think I've ever tried. I can't quick right now without a sword. You actually need a sword in order to do stuff like that also. Welcome to Valley of Woods. So frequently has something relevant in it, it's ridiculous. But yeah, actually, don't know. I don't think so, but I don't think I've tried or know about anything like it. My goodness. You can boomerang the mummies. There's a lag. But you cannot boomerang these guys. Right. Oh, I killed the wrong... Oh, whatever. It's a little bit awkward. There we go. This is what you want to do in order to knock them out more efficiently. The hand only spawns when you kill one of the specific little jellyfish monsters. And I don't know which one. And there's the second item right there. Okay, we have everything out of Skullwoods. It is a 5-6 crystal, so presumably if I find the fire rod I would want to return sooner rather than later here. But, as I've mentioned earlier, we actually do need a sword in order to clear Skullwoods. But even if I find the fire rod, it would just give me the chest under the ledge, and we know at this point it does not contain a relevant item. We do have the Titansmiths, so there is actually a slew of efficient checks available at this point, thanks to them. Especially up on that mountain. But yeah, fire rod, and we are in not exactly go mode, because we need at least one sword for Skullwoods, and then we need one more sword in order to defeat Ganon. I actually need to time out whether it's faster to walk or dash in this room sometime. Because you might be surprised in how much more efficient sometimes it is to just walk instead of dash everywhere. What was in Bumper Cave Ledge? You blinked. It was 5 rupees. Wait. Weren't all the 5 rupees replaced? It must have been a bottle previously, I take it. But bottles get replaced now because you only get a maximum of 1 bottle. Only 1 safety allowed. Which I suppose is sufficient. Not the most comfy, but this also, these settings also give you more hearts, so I guess it's fine. There is a bomb boss medallion, which we literally can't use, even if we wanted to. So we need a sword in order to use the medallions. Now the big question is mainly, what do I do after Thieves' Town? Let me think about this. It's 3 items out of Thieves' Town already. I kind of really want to get to Death Mountain sooner rather than later, because another crystal to clear, even if it's a bit awkward without having the mirror to check the Dark World first. Blue Piece have been replaced with heart pieces in this setting. Both Blue Piece and Green Rupees normally are just heart pieces. There's 48 heart pieces in total, so you can get a maximum of 20 hearts total in this setting. Not quite the same as the usual ladder race. This is just practice right now. Or the... what is called the main tournament, I guess you could say. Hey, we finally get a sword. That is actually just in time. Wait, did I get all the items? I do have a small key. That means I only got 2 items in the front. So there's at least 1 item remaining, actually. So I miscounted earlier. Either way. The sword here is actually just exactly in time, because defeating Blind without a sword is a bit of a pain. Very doable, especially since we do have a Cane of Burna, but it doesn't make it any less awkward too, I would say. Let's see whether these enemies are gonna be in the way. This guy's not in the way, this guy's in the way. And there's our last item. Okay, we don't have to go and open up the big chest. And we even get a heart refill. How nice of you, game. So... I could briefly grab Froggy to deliver it. Or we could... But I need to save and quit as the cat, so it takes a bit. But also delivering takes a bit. But at the same time, I'm just checking everything, I guess. And again, we are in fire rod mostly go mode. And there's way more items up on this mountain. Actually, even considering just going into Dark Death Mountain, ignoring Tower of Hera for now. Sure, it's a crystalline to clear, but it's actually very efficient to just clear later too. Well, that's not true actually. I don't have a mirror to do so. I should just clear it first anyways. Do I grab Froggy or not is the question here. I think probably. Grump the Koopa away. No, Koopa is friend, not food. Mother what? Thank you so much for a crazy long time of support. Welcome back for 59 months. And well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. I hope you're doing well. How's it going today? Touchdown! I don't necessarily plan on delivering the purple chest, so I'm gonna do this one right here first. You're doing good. Hey, that's nice. I've been doing quite fine as well, thank you. I do want to actually buy a blue potion. I'm strongly considering skipping this lower section here. But I'm just gonna do everything as is efficient. Assuming I will not find my last few items for a long time. Funnily enough, me finding the Titansmiths early might actually cost me more time than it saves. Because somebody who might find the fire rod before going into Skullwoods can just clear it, and Titansmiths would be their go mode. So they could actually just spend potentially less time because they have less locations to check in order to, well, get everywhere really. Then again, I only checked one Titansmith's location right now, with Frog is gonna be the second one in just a moment here. Alright, hi Froggy. We actually go Sanctuary as well, because this allows us to check locations. So basically, I'm kinda torn between, should I check Titansmith's locations? Because I got Titansmiths out of Skullwoods, and a lot of people like to skip that early for some reason. If this were a race anyways. Well, it is technically a race, but asynchronous, and doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but basically just trying to keep that race settings. Let's go that way. Either way, a lot of people really like to not go into Skullwoods early, and whenever I get something out of it, there's, I don't know, a decent chance that it will just potentially win me the game if it's relevant to get before clearing Skullwoods. But simultaneously, in this case, anybody who, well, would play like that... Oh, I just realized I could do Ice Palace instead. Hang on, let me think about this. I kind of want to go clear Ice Palace, because I don't care about finding flippers. But simultaneously, finding King of Samari would be really nice beforehand, because it would take less time. Thinking phase. Alright, we of course go over to Tower of Hera first. Before entering Tower of Hera, I'm also going to go ahead and check the item here. We actually can't get the item until we have at least Master Sword. But it's also technically a faster animation not having it, and since most of the time it's nothing, it's fine. Tower of Hera, 2 unique items that are not big key or small key. And this is one of the big downsides of the red boomerang. It lacks way more because it adds additional particle effects. Even if I, for the most part, like it better as a utility item. Oops, I did not mean to press that button. There's one item right there. And what we can do here is called a Hera pot. So what you do is you stand in a specific spot, hold it down right into the pot, and then you stop at a specific point and just hook shot. Then you turn slightly to the left first before doing anything else, because if you don't turn to the left first, well, you will actually get stuck and potentially have to mirror out or save and quit out of it. Right, haven't found the second item so far. Didn't I find a Kino Burner? I did, I just didn't mark it on my tracker. It doesn't matter really, because we have the cape, which fulfills all the same functions and then some. Okay. Hammer can hit this guy. It actually can only be hit by hammer and swords. Kinda curious. And, oh my goodness, really? That's the worst place to fall in, because you fall 2 levels. I've actually done an offline practice seed yesterday, and the same thing happened. But at least then I was just fighting Moldor with just a fighter sword. Here I have a hammer, which would really make this not happen. Then again, it's practice, so better this happen during practice. Alright, so if you wanna play it safe, what you can do is you wait until he starts chasing you in a straight line. Moldor has 2 modes: Scatter, where it just goes anywhere, and Chase, where it just basically targets your position and goes in a straight line for like 2 seconds. And you can just easily walk around that at that point. Okay, we found a fire rod. That is the second item out of this dungeon. And we are in pseudo go mode. Not really go mode, but we have everything we need. That is very interesting. Well, that's not true as well. We do need a sword first. So the main reason why I did Tower of Hera before is because, again, we might not get mirror before Ganon's Tower, because normally, when you don't necessarily need to go into Tower of Hera. Also, this means it was available without Titansmiths, but also chances are somebody might not go up Cliff Mountain until they have Titansmiths. Was it possible to have the hammer before going up there? No, actually it wasn't. You needed a book, to get the hammer, which was up in Cliff Mountain. So, unless somebody decides to just go up to Death Mountain for Tower of Hera very specifically, which I think most people wouldn't do, then you're kind of in the same track as me. Except that you might decide to check more overworld. Or less, for that matter. Entirely possible to go for less. Need the small key from the other Gipto as well. Place your bets. Item on moth, map or compass. You bet compass. I say big key. We'll see. Either way, Mothina, it's 8 fire rod shots, or 4 hammer hits. Now the catch is, whenever you bonk Mothula into the spike wall, the hit doesn't count. So you need to try and hit Mothula without that happening. Oh, also I thought you get killed. Need to be careful here. Alright, that was way closer than it should have been. It was a compass, so Battle Car wins. It's a pretty quick seed, all things considered, especially for one without a mirror and Samaria. Now the thing is, we are still going to check the convenient chests along the way in Ice Palace, because we kinda sort of want to get King of Samaria. Because it's always possible that the big key in Gannis Tower is in one of the chests that is locked by it. We didn't get it. Let's just go for the setup. Oops. I keep clicking this button by accident. I need to fix that button somehow, but I don't know how. It's basically really squished in. The X button, that is. It's mostly not relevant unless I want to open up the map, and if I very briefly touch it by accident, that is the other time when it's, I guess, relevant. Alrighty, there are 3 unique items in here. We do still need a sword, guaranteed required, and I would kinda like to find the King of Samaria. We're not gonna check all the items in here, because we are probably most of the time in go mode. I do want that magic though. That's the first item out of this dungeon here. So with King of Samaria we could do something that is known as Icebreaker, and just go into the room on the right here, walk straight through the walls, and clear this dungeon much more efficiently. But because we don't have a King of Samaria, that is not an option. We have to go and do it the good old traditional way. What we're gonna do here is forget to plant the bomb next to the switch, so I have to actually hit the switch again in the next room. Put this here, bonk this guy up, make sure I have the items here. I want to actually preserve my health. I say that as I dash into the places. And this thing. Now, we do a bomb jump here. Alright. 1 pixel down. Put down a bomb. Go approximately here. You have 2 pixels of leeway if you go 1 pixel down before placing down the bomb, which is why I'm doing this. It's technically slightly slower than somebody who is just confident in their pixel placement with the sword. But for me, it's like, I've always kind of done this kind of bomb jump. Alright, we're not gonna go to the right side because, well, we are technically in go mode. Not really though. Do a little sideways thing. Oh, I did not want... Ooh, that is a lot of magic wasted for no good reason. I will probably just straight up use the... Yeah, that's not good, because if I just used the 2 required fire rod shots, I would get full magic here, and this would allow me to potentially just kill... Come on. Kill the boss coming up here with just a fire rod. Alright. Point of order. If you need to use the fire rod to defeat this boss, bonk him in the top left if you can. If you don't have a sword, then I don't know what to do, but with swords, bonk top left, or try to bonk top left, and it's always more efficient to just go and buy more magic, basically. Fortunately, I really goofed this one. That does not help in the least. But here, so this was not a good fight. But it also wasn't the worst, so consequently, I guess it's fine. Now, the thing is, I have to save and quit from here, so I can't easily go and refill my potion. I'm still going to go ahead and probably buy a blue potion though. I like having that safety. So basically, instead of doing this, I could have saved and quit and gone to the mountain, and it would have been faster. But, well, I don't do that right now. And instead I invest, what was it, like 20 seconds to get an additional blue potion. Not great, but if we have to do Master Sword Silverless or Ganon, then I like to have that backup. Usually don't necessarily need it, but it's always a bit more comfortable when you know that, well, you can just use the cape if desirable. But also, well, we still need a sword, so we are going to check the chests along the way here, which does include the chests in the Super Bunny Cave, as well as in the Hookshot Cave. If we find a sword, we're just going. I guess we may still check Hookshot Cave. Because King of Samaria locks 5 chests in Ganon's Tower. Hey, that was the Sanctuary Heart, which gives you a full heart container and heals you to full. How nice of you. So, Hookshot Cave has 4 more items for us. And nothing of relevance here, alright. Very interesting. It's quite rare for a seed to have you go through the entirety of Ganon's Tower as well without finding a sword. And you have to then, after clearing Ganon's Tower, still go around and do more, which is very interesting. What I could have done, by the way, is I could have grabbed the Bugnet instead of buying a blue potion, which was just kind of outside the Hookshot Cave. Alright, in this room here, you can only go to the right if you have a King of Samaria, which we do not have. There is a big key right here, no small key here, so we have to go the other way around. So, okay, we are technically in go mode. Do we check the bottom of this dungeon here? Or do we go up? The sword could just be upstairs. I actually did not consider what I should do if I find a very early big key to Ganon's Tower. I guess I'm checking these chests here. Oh, this is awkward. There should be 3 more swords somewhere in this seed. The problem is I don't have a easy way to get back without a mirror. But now that I'm over here, I'm actually kind of somewhat committed, I guess. So, just checking stuff, and I don't mind taking damage. Because I want to Death Warp probably as soon as I find a sword. Hold down left, spam the boomerang button, hold down right as soon as you throw the boomerang. And it works out perfectly in this room, if you have the red boomerang that is. Blue is a bit more awkward. This is very curious. Sort of want to take damage here, but I Guess we have green mail, so that warping on enemies isn't too slow. I don't have a there's a sword, alright. Checking the other chest. And we're out. Mini Moldum still 1 heart of damage. Actually, how much do we... That's half a heart, so Mini Moldum is better. When you want to get hit by these guys. Also, I guess I couldn't have had a fairy here, thinking about it. Alright, we are officially in go mode now. There was a sword in Ganon's tower, so let's climb up. We're still going to open up the chest up here on Ganon's tower, in the hope to find another sword. Actually, technically the hope is to not find another sword, because somebody who decides to just straight up climb up would not win this race. But practically, it would be kind of nice to have anyways. Because maybe nobody is going to climb before having already a sword. Who knows? Although I'm really low on health right now. Do I want to go into the refill room? I kind of want to. Sure, why not? Go into the refill room. So, by the way, this room here, just south, is the reason why bonking is considered a intended strategy. Because how else do you get across this gap? You can bomb jump, I guess. But this is the room as to why the randomizer community says that bonking to a chest or across a gap is an intended feature. Even if you may not even have considered it casually, I certainly didn't. I missed. Oh my goodness. I didn't expect to hit that guy though. You bunked to that room when you played this game as a kid? Nice. I'm pretty sure, even if I saw that crack, which I don't know whether I did, I would never have considered bonking over there. But that was actually really good. No, the downside is I don't actually have a good method of defeating these. I should learn the Samaria last strats for this room here. Because clearly I'm not doing this right. I think a sword beam could help. Oh well. 2 cycles regardless. I do have a lamp, so we can save some magic here. Not gonna be enough, is it? I still need to grab the magic container, I think. Unless I want to use the lamp upstairs as well, which I guess I technically could, but... yeah, just make it easy on myself. You also didn't find the Ice Palace puzzle strangely complicated? Well, the thing is, I did not know what to think of the Ice Palace at all. By the way, the despawn has been fixed in Randomizer, so you no longer run the risk of despawning the enemies in this tower, which is why I'm not worried about running upstairs, just as the thing runs out. By the way, I do not recall Ice Palace whatsoever as a kid. I have no recollection of that dungeon. Which probably means I just kind of fumbled my way through it somehow, and it was okay. Which, honestly, the Ice Palace, if you played casually, it is very linear, all things considered. It doesn't allow you to go many places with the items you find, so if you just keep going, you will eventually arrive where you need to go. Let's see if I get the proper strategy here. Yeah. Saves like a quarter of a second over just waiting until the bumpers are out of the way. But it just looks really neat. Alright, we do have a cape. We do have a blue potion. We should be mostly fine. Was that 2 or 3? I don't know. Wow, that was a double. And now the awkward part, not having a Kingdom Samaria, I can't do Samaria strats for again. And so it's just... Actually, I have no idea what to do. I guess we just swing? Yeah, I actually have no idea how to fight this guy with Master Sword. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, stop. I wanna get it there. 7, 8. Ah. Release too early. 9, 10. 11, 12. Alright, so this is fine for now. Now the awkward part here is phase 2. 1, 2, it's 12 hits again, but not gonna be able... I guess I could have. 3. I have no idea how to approach this. I genuinely don't know. I'm gonna hold on to the ledge here. I think that's 6. No, 5. 6. 7, 8. 9, 10. 11, 12. And I don't know whether I counted right, so I'm just gonna do this. Alright, that's a bit awkward, but it's fine. Now we use the potion. Need to make sure I grab the lamp, so I can guarantee the thing. I bet the blue potion actually saved me more time than it cost me, because I have absolutely no idea how to approach Master Sword Cannon without using Samaria strats these days. No idea. So where were silvers? One palace, yeah, I would not go there. Nobody goes there. Alright. 24. 1. 2. I could have actually gone for this one. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. It's lucky when he goes top left there, because top right you can't hit him. 11. Yeah, that's too slow. 12. 13, I have one more leeway. And just look. That was my leeway. And now we go an entire different cycle. 14. I probably miscounted. 16. 17. 18. I'm not gonna be able to get this one. 20. 19. Oh, I forgot. Not 21. 21. Yes, I'm terrible at counting. Not intentionally. I'm not trying to make this funny, actually. Alright. Overall, pretty good time, but I did get decently lucky, I would say. Just... I have to learn how to do Master Sword Cannon without Samaria, I guess. GG. Thank you. Alright. Winner. Alright, we are done in 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 2 seconds. Let's see. how did the others do for this race here? This was an asynchronous race. There's nothing on the line, it's just for practice for us. And Will WC has finished with a time of 1 hour, 14 minutes and 54 seconds, so that was very close, but I'm slightly faster. And unfortunately now, he just divulged information to me for the other practice one. Oh well. That's okay. And Least Cloud has finished with a time of 1 hour, 16 minutes and 18 seconds. Your Master Sword was Rando Room. That was the same for me as well. So apparently there was another sword somewhere along the way. It might have been checkerboard. I never found the mirror to check that though. Interesting. Flip Heel has finished the race with a time of 1 hour, 13 minutes and 37 seconds. The closest one so far. Still slightly faster. And Tam has finished with a time of 1 hour, 15 minutes and 14 seconds. Sorry. It looks like we're first in this one. And let me tell you, all of these other races are really good too, which means I got luck here. That's just how that works. My Master Sword was random. I never found Mirror or King of Samaria. Alrighty, overall I would say that worked out quite fine. So anybody who's watching the VOD or the highlight or the thing on YouTube, thank you. I hope you enjoyed your stay. I'm going to take a short break here and I'm gonna do another practice seed. Have a good time. Quick break. Oh, one thing. Since I'm probably gonna include this in the highlight. If you watch this on YouTube, or something like that, if you think other people would be interested in this kind of content too, let them know. That's it. Have a good one.